Hi guys, it's Andrea with Movie Inspired Makeup. Today's look is going to be inspired by Avengers Endgame. Let's go ahead and get into the look. I'm going to start with my eyes, which I don't usually do as far as makeup is concerned. But I figured I'm using a lot of colors, so I should probably not get a lot of fallout all over my base right after I do all that hard work. So let's go ahead and get started with the eye look. I'm going to do a base for my eyes using Tarte Shape Tape. Ooh, gosh, okay. So I don't want to go too happy in case I don't end up doing my full face before I go to the movie. You know how these videos work. You film them when you can. My little Real Technique sponge here. And I'm just gonna kind of lay down a base. So we're working with a lot of colors today. Like, wow. There are in fact 6 colors. And I've been thinking about this look for a while, and I'm not 100% sure that I know where I'm going with it. So it's going to be interesting. I have an idea. It's basically a look that I've already done before that I call a sunset look, and I'll go ahead and start that. It's honestly the blue and the green that I don't know what I'm going to do with. I'm worried about what I can do with those, so we'll just do the top and then we'll see what happens. Yeah, okay. In the Colourpop Yes Please palette, also don't mind my nails, I need to paint them, but I just haven't gotten around to it. I'm going to take the color Mischief right there. It's a very bright yellow. I might mix it in with this yellow. Oops, that yellow. There it is. Nope, there it is. That yellow from the NYX Ultimate Colorful palette. This is just a fluffy brush from e.l.f. But yeah, so we're just gonna start high up in the crease with this Mischief yellow color, and it's showing up really nice actually on the camera. It's definitely, my eyes do this all the time, it's really weird, but it's darker up here and then it's lighter on the lid. Who knows? I like to do both of my eyes at the same time. They tend to come out a little bit better. Just add Mischief on this side. I don't know about anybody else, but shadow always looks different on each eye, which I think, you know, that is how it is for everybody. Oh yeah, I was supposed to be talking about Endgame. Wow. Okay, let me tell you that my favorite thing to happen is not even in the movie, okay? It is at the end, after the movie is finished, and the little part with Thor, well, no, that's part of it, and the little, you know, the whole little, like, here's what each person's doing. My favorite part is the signatures in the end credits of the original Avengers. I thought that was a great touch. It was just classy. It was a nice goodbye from them, because none of the original Avengers are going to be any more movies. I think Hawkeye is going to be in like a TV show where he's training the next Hawkeye that I believe is going to be his daughter. But, you know, basically they're done being Avengers, and so they signed off with their signatures saying goodbye, and I think that's really awesome. Can I also just say I am so excited for Guardians of the Galaxy featuring Thor. My goodness. Speaking of that, one of the best parts, or funniest parts I should say, not best parts, but funniest parts, is definitely the interaction between Thor and Quill. Oh my goodness. Crack me up. So good. Okay. I think we have a good start with our yellow here. So I'm going to move on to an orange because if you'll remember, the Infinity Stones do have orange in them. Yeah, so the yellow is the Mind Stone, which, you know, Vision. Yellow, Mind Stone. Anywho, so let's open up the NYX Ultimate palette. I'm not seeing an orange I'm particularly pleased with. That one here looks peachy. You know, it looks kind of pink. And then that one's really... So I think maybe I'll take this orange here, this dark one in the corner. And then I might also add some of this Big Cocktails on top, because that's pretty orange as well. But let's just see what this NYX one looks like. The interaction with Quill and Thor is hilarious. And I'm just excited to see where they go with that, because I think it's going to be really funny. Let me just tell you, because I know that everybody and their brother cried. I didn't, which, you know, is not unusual for me, actually. Normally I don't cry during any movies unless it's an animal dying, so that's a thing. But I will tell you that my heart hurt like the entire movie. It was good. It was a good hurt. You know, everything happened that needed to happen, and I just grabbed that peachy shade next to it to see if that would help. Might have. Okay. Let's try some of this Big Cocktails here. You know that like first 30 minutes where they think they're gonna go and defeat Thanos, and then they find out that he's already destroyed the Infinity Stones. That was rough. You know, when they cut to black after they walk out or whatever after killing Thanos, after Thor cuts his head off. And then it cuts to black and it says 5 years later, after the 5 came on, and I was like, no, and then it said years, and I was like, oh, 5 years that they just were sitting in their failure. Like, oh my goodness. That would be rough. You know, the real MVP of the entire movie is that rat that got Scott Lang, Ant-Man, out of the quantum realm. So that was pretty cool. I like that. I thought that was cute and a good way to you know, happenstance him back. I have a friend that has severe dislike for Captain Marvel, which, you know, is a hot take, really. I don't have a problem with her being in the movie. I think she's pretty cool. I get why she didn't help more. Like, you know, it's like she said, there's a bunch of other planets that need help, so it's not like she can sit there and just focus on Earth. I will tell you that I loved that they gave Nebula so much story in this, you know, because I feel like she was kind of an undervalued character. And Karen Gillan, is that how you say her name? It's something like that. She's such a great actress. She's fantastic. And she does such a good job as Nebula. But I just thought it was really cool that they gave, you know, like, yeah, it's crappy that old Nebula is the reason that, you know, they can even kill Thanos. And if anybody sees this that, like, understands how the timelines in this movie worked, please tell me. Because that's probably the thing that makes the least sense to me, is the timelines. I'm like, how? How do you kill Thanos in your future and it not affect the past? If it's the past Thanos. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Also, Captain America. How can you go back to the past and it not affect anything? My brother said probably he just stayed out of everything. He just like sat at home. And I'm like, I mean, I guess if he already knew that everything was going to work out. But wouldn't that have affected, what's her name? Agent Carter? Wouldn't that have affected her? Because, like, she was really happy. So she probably wasn't going to, you know, like, work as hard because she's super happy. And why would she need to work as hard? I have to add a little bit more yellow back. Can we talk about Fat Thor? Because it cracked me up every time he came on screen. Thought it was great. Thought it was just such an interesting way to show his grief. You know, like Captain America, he's handled grief like this before. So he does the, you know, the group thing, and he tries to help other people, and he throws himself into the work and whatever, and he does him. Because we've already seen him grieve something like this. It's not necessarily new for Captain America. But for Thor, he's never failed before. I mean, yeah, Jane broke up with him, but, you know, that's not really a failure. And so, you know, even in like Ragnarok, it was looking pretty rough. He still managed to get himself out of trouble. But Thanos just wrecked his world. You know, in Infinity War, he wrecked his world. And then in Endgame, sure, Thor killed him, but he still failed. So he has to deal with that. And I thought it was a very interesting way to show him doing that he just quit. He just gave up and just sat around and drank himself half to death. If he wasn't, you know, a god, he probably would have died. But, yeah. I thought that was just interesting. And I liked that he stayed that way for the rest of the movie. Because it would have bothered me a lot if he had gotten really fat over these 5 years of wallowing in his own self-pity, and then in like 5 seconds, oh, he's cut Thor again. And, you know, because for half the movie, he's still wallowing until he finally gets to talk to his mom, which was just such a great scene. I'm going to take, what is it? Royalty. That one right there. Yep, that's it. In the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm taking that on a Morphe M433 packing brush here. And I'm just gonna attempt to like is it a halo? You know, it's a different color in the middle. It's not working as well as I would have liked. Done this before. Let me try putting this purple here down first. There's just a million different parts to the movie. How about in the big battle when all of the ladies show up? Because, you know, Peter's all like, I don't know how you're gonna get it through to Captain Marvel. Like, she really didn't need any help because she can just bust through everybody. But then all the ladies are like, don't worry, she's got help. And I was like, yeah, she does. That whole entire last battle scene is just, it's good. It's good. You know, there's a lot going on, and I almost wish we could have seen, you know, more of everybody, basically. But it is what it is. And they had a lot of people that they had to fit into a battle of that magnitude. So yeah, you only get a couple of seconds. But can we just talk about how Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, could have totally just wrecked Thanos? She could have just taken care of him. Because she's awesome. I also feel like I should probably use this shadow with a finger instead of a brush. But you know, here we are trying to make my life difficult and ruin this look. No, Wanda is awesome. She is definitely awesome sauce. And I mean, that purple has quite a bit of fallout happening here, so it's a good thing. I didn't put foundation on yet. Okay. Overall, I think Infinity War was a triumph. And that's the wrong eye. I loved it. I suppose we should probably talk about Tony. Iron Man, you know, being the first real movie of the Marvel Cinematic Universe that is what it is today, is my favorite Marvel movie. When it came out in theaters, I watched it 7 times and bought it almost immediately as soon as it came out. I still love it. Wow. I got purple all over myself. I'll deal with that later. No, I still love Iron Man. I think it's an amazing film. And Robert Downey Jr. is probably the only person I could ever see playing Tony Stark. So, I'm sure in 10 or 15 years, probably give or take, they will, you know, try remaking it. But I just can't imagine it'll be as good, you know? Because, like, Robert just did such a good job of being a jerk. Which he's played characters like that before, and, you know, he's just amazing in all of his movies. But RDJ is one of my favorite actors. I can't believe this purple is literally all over my face. But, anyways. Okay. It's a pretty good set down of the purple. Oh yes, we were talking about Tony. I fully expected to cry when Tony died. If we're going to be real. I did. And I will tell you that my heart hurt so much. You know, with Peter there, and then Pepper was there. Her suit is awesome, by the way. I love the colors. But what gets me is the part where he sees his dad, and his dad says that he doesn't want a son because he doesn't want him to turn out like him, where, you know, his self-interest is more important than the bigger picture, which is not the correct quote, and I know that, but it's something like that. I'm going to take some more of the, let's try the big cocktails from this Colourpop. A little bit of orange, and just kind of blend. So, you know, when Tony dies, because it's the one future, and Doctor Strange is like, I was like, no, not Tony. But I am. so good. Can't even begin to explain. Let me clean that off again. Picked up some of that purple. I'm gonna try that peachy shade in the NYX. See if I can just kind of lighten it up a little. Because it feels a little like my yellow is gone, but in the monitor it looks like it's still there. Definitely missed Vision because I love Paul Bettany. Is that his name? Yeah. I think he's great. But you know, he died, so not Paul Bettany, Vision. I thought Ant-Man did a great job. The taco, oh my goodness. Somebody posted a meme, one of my friends from work, about the saddest death in Endgame, and it has a picture of that taco. That part is hilarious. Okay. That blend is okay. I mean, it might not be, you know, as great as some other people can do it. Honestly, I straight up love this just by itself. But my idea is to put red in the middle, and then green and blue on the bottom. I just don't know if it'll look good. Okay. Carving out just a little halo. They make this look so easy. The hardest thing is figuring out how big to make it. If anybody actually watches this video, you should tell me in the comments below what your favorite part of Endgame was. Also, can we talk about the Hulk? I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't hate it. I don't hate that he's like Banner Hulk. It's just weird. It is. It's a little bit weird. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just personally confused. I should probably address Scarlet dying. To be honest, I thought it was the best way to go. You know? I thought that it was the best way for Black Widow to go out because, you know, I mean, we all knew what was going to happen, right? We all knew. If you didn't know, I'm sorry. It was a good scene. It was good. It was hard, you know? It's hard for both of them because it's like, these two people have been together through some really rough crap. And to have to let the other one die. I was seeing on Twitter, of course, what else do you see? People talk about stuff. It's not as big. The other problem with these like halo-y eye things, look, this one looks like a square. It's hard to get them to match, but seeing on Twitter that I guess the writers had written that Black Widow would be kind of a shut-in, and some other people were commenting and they were like, she wasn't a shut-in, she was just getting work done. Of course they're gonna think that a woman getting work done is a shut-in. And I'm like, she was getting work done. That's not, you know, being denied at all. But she absolutely was a shut-in. Absolutely. You can't tell me they didn't have hairdressers, you know, with half the population. Everybody else was getting a haircut. She refused to leave the compound until they had a way to get somewhere, you know, a way to get things done. So yeah, she was shut in. She couldn't leave. She was terrified that if she left, I don't know if she was terrified that she would miss, you know, like something important happening, but she just let herself get so, the only thing she could focus on was how can I fix what I can fix, because I couldn't fix the big thing, so how can I just keep everything going? And you know, Cap was right. He was like, maybe it's not our job anymore, you know, to just try and fix everything. Of course, she didn't want to hear that, which is understandable. Black Widow was a spy. She was out in the field all the time. So to tell me, now this side looks too small. Oy vey. So to tell me that she wasn't shut in, I'm sorry, I just don't believe it. You know? I mean, they were all kind of suffering from PTSD to a certain extent. Just the trauma of severe failure. I'm a little traumatized by this eye look now, if we're going to be perfectly honest. So now I have to figure out what my red shade is going to be, and I think my only choice at this point is this one right here. It's a little bit shiny. Okay, let's take some of this shiny. That's pretty good. Red color. It's gonna take a few coats. This NYX palette is really good. It is. Just, you know, some of the colors are better than others. Let's try it on my finger. I'll be honest, I don't know if that worked better or not, because there was already stuff down, so. I wish I had a better red that was actually red. You know what? I think I will use this palette I got off of Rose Gal. Just use a red shade if you want to, you know, copy this look. Go for it. Normally in my other one, it's pretty much the same, but I would put gold in the middle for like a sunrise sort of thing. That's pretty cute, not gonna lie. It's pretty cute. Look at that. I thought about, you know, just doing that here as well. The gold. Because the gauntlet is made out of gold. Or, you know, it's at least gold colored. Like how Thanos talks about, like, arrogant people. Like he's not the most arrogant person ever. Like, really? That doesn't look terrible. It needs help, but we're getting there. Let me just say, that's not soft at all. That Rose Gal one. It's more of like a cranberry shade than red, but there's so many good parts of Endgame. Endgame didn't feel like it was 3 hours long, you know, or at least it was entertaining enough that I didn't realize I had to pee. I was in it, you know, all 3 times that I watched it. This is a look. That's all the words I have for it right now. I feel like I need to add some more orange, but I worry. Also at this point, who even knows which orange color I should put? Okay, and then I'm going to take Mischief again, the yellow, and just kind of brighten that yellow back up. I'm almost done. I put on the rest of my face makeup, little Hoola Bronzer, some blush, L'Oreal Infallible. I am putting the blue shade in the Jaclyn Hill palette on the bottom, you know, because there's a blue infinity stone. Having to do this very quickly because I have to go watch Detective Pikachu for the second time. Now they have like a lime green going. I'm gonna try that one. It's the closest I've got. Doesn't even look like there's anything there. Great. Alright, we'll go with that. It's not bad actually. They kind of match. Sort of. Let me fill in my brows with the black color from the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm lazy and I just use eyeshadow. It's probably a little dark, but you know, whatever. Pretty good brows when they're under control. They can go a little Zachary Quinto if I'm not careful. Alright, I guess I can do my final thoughts here on Avengers Endgame. I think it's a wonderful ending to the Avengers as they stand franchise. I totally don't believe that like the Avengers are done. Like the actors are. But you know, you've got still got Winter Soldier, you still got Falcon, who is gonna be the new Captain America. Probably. My goodness. So, that is exciting. I did forget to mention one of the best parts in the entire movie. When Captain America uses Mjolnir. Come on. That was awesome. And Thor being like, I knew it! That was great. I really enjoyed that part. The Avengers assemble. It's good. It's good. It's good. Okay. There's a lot happening on this eyeball. And the more I look at it, it looks better now that I put the rest of my makeup on. I was a little worried about it at first, but I don't hate it. It definitely needs lashes, but they're not happening. So let me take my Urban Decay De-Slick. Okay, so here is the finished look. It's been like 7 hours or something that I've been wearing this look. I have the dark blue from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and then I have this lighter green, and then I just put those on the waterline as well. Did my eyebrows with the black from the Jaclyn Hill palette. The lip, I think, is Lolita from Kat Von D. It's just the regular lipstick. And then my highlight, which I don't think you can see in this light, is NYX. The eyeshadow is clearly, I believe, creasing, you know, in the inner corner areas, but it's not my favorite look. I don't like it that much, and clearly my lipstick is just leaving the party. But I think it's the red in the middle, like the fact that one side, when I, you know, have my eyes closed, is higher than the other definitely bothers me. But the yellow, orange, and purple together I really like. And I think if I did the red like on the inside maybe, or on the outside and then the purple on the inside, I think I might have liked that better. But this is my Endgame inspired look with the Infinity Stones, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I used the Tarteist for my mascara. I just put mascara on. I didn't put any lashes or anything on. I'll try and have everything linked below that I used. So yeah, this is the finished look much later. But my memory card was full because I forgot to delete old stuff. So you can kind of see the green there. I don't know if it looks very good in this camera, but if you haven't seen Endgame yet, go see it. If you've seen it already, go see it again. It's just a fantastic movie. I think I'm going to have a Detective Pikachu inspired look coming up pretty soon. Just gotta find time to do it. So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.